Come in, sir.
Come.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, how are you doing, Sooraj?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Good. Great. Please tell us something about yourself.
Good morning, sir. I'm Sooraj. I'm from the Kodagu district of Karnataka. I was born and brought up in Mysore, and I finished my high school in a place called Alike. After which I did my computer science and engineering, and I worked at Deloitte for 1.5 years. After which I started my UPSC preparation, during which I also gave my ACIO exam in 2021, and I've been associated with the Intelligence Bureau. I'm working for the Intelligence Bureau since 2023, a little over a year. My interests include trekking, biking, and animal welfare.
Trekking, biking, and animal welfare. Coming from Kodagu, what else would you have? So, you own a coffee estate?
A small estate, sir.
Small estate. Okay. Tell me why there is so much of exodus from Kodagu. You find that large estates, large houses, mansions are lying vacant.
Yes, sir.
And now it is also alleged that a particular community is migrating to those areas. Being an intelligence officer, I'm posing this question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any truth in that?
So there is some truth that, sir, that there has been absentee landlordism is rampant in Coorg right now, because the new generation Coorgis, it's becoming more difficult to actually sustain coffee plantations, sir. It's more easier to sustain ecotourism and homestays in Coorg right now, because of which large companies are taking over the land there, and the native people are also finding it easy to move to cities and find jobs than to sustain coffee plantations. That's one. And also, sir, there has been a change in the labor market. It's very hard to find labor these days in Coorg, and that can also be one of the reasons why there has been absentee landlordism in Coorg, sir.
Okay. So you didn't answer my question. A particular community overtaking the whole area.
Sir, I don't see any particular community overtaking the entire area as such. But yes, sir, the overall demographics of Coorg has changed a little bit from what it was before. From the Amma Coorgis, Appa Coorgis.
But not a serious threat.
Not a serious threat, sir.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Parliament security was breached.
Yes, sir.
Would you call it an intelligence failure?
Sir, it was partly a failure of management as well, sir, because the thing was the lack of body scanners in the parliamentary building led to this oversight of and a negligence in terms of security that is there in the parliament. So, sir, working on if the intelligent inputs, there were intelligence actually inputs given that there has been there is something that's going to happen in the anniversary of the parliamentary attack, but that was not seriously looked upon, sir.
Okay, okay. So that's what you think it was. All right. Recently, UNESCO has awarded World Heritage Sites to 2 states. Can you tell me which states are those and which buildings are those?
So, Belur Halebeedu and the Somnath temple, sir, of the Hoysala kingdoms in Karnataka, sir.
And the other state?
I'm not able to recollect it at the moment. Sorry, sir, I'll look into it.
Okay. And Hoysala empires, what is the crest of the Hoysala empire?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recollect it.
Have you been there? Have
Yes,
you seen?
yes, sir.
And you don't remember the crest, the symbol of the empire?
Not able to recollect
All
it.
right, thank you.
सूरज,
Yes, sir.
आपको you take interest in trekking, biking, care of animals.
Yes, sir.
What kind of trekking you go for?
It's mountain treks, sir.
Of
Both Western Ghats and the Himalayan treks. I've done both treks on both the Western Ghats and the Shivalik and the Himalayan ranges.
Shivalik ranges.
Yes, sir.
What are Shivalik ranges and how are these distinct from Himalayas?
So they are the foothills of the Himalayas, sir, and the ecosystem is much more lush, green,
Okay, fine. So,
altitude-wise.
where did you go?
So I've been to in the Shivalik, sir, the Kir Ganga, Kedar Kanta, and the
It was in a group or solo?
so Kir Ganga was solo, sir. Kedar Kanta was with the groups.
Fine. And you also go for trekking in the Western Ghats.
Yes, sir.
What are Western Ghats?
So Western Ghats are a continuous chain of mountains in the western coast regions of India, which spans across 5 states, sir. And they're a crucial biodiversity hotspot. They play a major role in disseminating monsoon, and they also have an important role in the ecological
You
and
are
water cycle
from
balance.
Mysore,
Yes, sir.
so near to Kurg.
Yes, sir.
And Kurg have rainforests.
Yes, sir.
Dense rainforests. These are said to be very fragile
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and needs protection.
Yes, sir.
So why are dense these rainforests so fragile? A lot of sun, lot of water.
Yes,
So if you cut, they should regenerate. So why fragile?
Yes, sir. Sir, these Western Ghat ecosystems, sir, it's a self-sustaining ecosystem, sir. Meaning it's in perfect balance and formed over thousands of years, sir. So even something as small as pollution can damage the lichens in the trees. If the lichens in the trees are damaged, then the trees will lose its wet protective cover. If the wet protective cover is lost, then it can lead to increased forest fire. That's just one of the reasons how even a small pollution can affect the fragile ecosystem, sir. And if it speak about deforestation, then deforestation will destabilize its
You say
self-sustaining
that this
ecosystem.
is not stable. These are fragile.
Sir, if they
These
are
are century-old forests.
yes, sir, if they are undisturbed, they are very stable ecosystems, sir. They are fragile in the sense even a small disturbance in their current balance will trigger a chain reaction, sir. Like for example,
Okay.
deforestation, the land there is not so fertile, being evergreen forest. So that can also lead to destruction. So even a small disturbance for their balanced ecosystem will lead to chain reactions and can cause fragility in ecosystem.
Fine. And what is your interest in biking? Motorbike or cycle?
Both, sir. I cycle almost every day or every alternate day, and biking is like leisurely, sir, which with a motorcycle. I own a Royal Enfield, sir.
So cycling and biking.
Yes, sir.
Cycling and biking. So what kind of cycle you use? A sports cycle?
Yes, sir. The road bike. Yes, sir.
What the advantage of having gears in the sports cycle?
Yes, sir. So it helps you to navigate the different altitudes and topography much better, sir. It's much easier, and you can. There is something called wattage, sir, which we focus when we are racing. Watt watts, sir. We focus on something called watts. So in long form races, we are advised to maintain the same watts throughout the race.
Same what?
Watt, W-A-T-T, watts, power that we pedal with. So the gears enable us to pedal with the same power regardless of the slope and altitude, sir. So that's the main reason, sir, which is used in racing. Other than that, it can also, while you're cycling,
Same watt or same RPM?
watt, sir, same watts. RPM we can't maintain the same, sir, but we can maintain the same power, sir, throughout the race.
Okay, fine. You should. Anyway, fine. Please.
So, good afternoon, Sunil.
After Sooraj.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Suraj. So, my first question to you is going to be recently on 1st February, the interim budget was presented in the parliament. So, my question is how is the union budget passed in the parliament? What are the steps?
So first, the budget committee of the finance, under the finance ministry, there's something called the budget committee, which works under the Department of Revenues. They formulate the budget, sir, and then it is undergone scrutiny through the standing committee. After which the finance minister tables the budget in both the houses.
In both the houses.
And then it is once once the motion is passed, there is a scrutiny again, and once it gets cleared, the budget is tabled and it gets passed.
Okay. So most of the steps which you have said are not correct. So it's better you find out about them,
Okay.
how exactly the budget is passed.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you give a rough estimate as to what can be the union expenditure this year for 24-25?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
In how many lakh crores? No, you do not.
I'm not read about it.
Okay, you have not read about it. So do you know the tax base of India?
Taxpayers of India.
Tax base.
Tax base of India.
How do we collect tax, or what are the different kind of taxes we collect?
Yes, ma'am. I have a fair idea.
Tell.
There is direct and indirect taxes, ma'am.
Okay.
And in the direct you have the corporate tax and the income tax, and then in indirect tax is like a non-progressive tax, like if you on commodities or purchase or retail,
Like
even a toothpaste, ma'am.
even a toothpaste. No, but there must be some names of the indirect taxes now. Have you heard about GST?
Yes, ma'am.
What is GST?
Goods and service tax.
What are the components of GST?
It subsumes excise tax, central
I'm
tax.
not asking what it is subsuming. I'm asking what are the different components of GST. If you have gone to, you must have got any purchase bill. If you have a bill, it is bifurcated, and you can see the different components of
Yes,
GST.
ma'am. Central GST, state
Yes.
GST,
Yes.
and IGST, ma'am, integrated
I
GST.
see. That's exactly what I was asking you about. And it also has a component of cess in it.
Yes, ma'am.
So CGST, IGST, state GST, and cess.
Cess.
Recently, one of the union ministers, he talked about Citizenship Amendment Act, and they said it will be implemented within 7 days. What is this act about?
Citizenship Amendment Act, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
It was recently in the news. I am asking only from the current affairs.
Okay, ma'am. So, from my limited reading, ma'am, Citizenship Amendment Act is the act that aims to give citizenship to the minorities persecuted in the neighboring countries, which includes religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Parsi, and other major religions, majorly excluding the Muslim religion, which is the majority in our neighboring countries.
Okay.
And the deadline set
Will
for
that
this is
include Muslims also?
no, ma'am. It does not include Muslims.
It does not.
It does not include.
You must have seen the recent Republic Day parade. So a new term has come up, which everybody heard for the first time. Have you heard about Purple Revolution? What exactly is Purple Revolution? There was a tableau on Purple Revolution.
No, ma'am, not aware of it. I'll
You have
look
not-
into
You
it.
have not heard about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So do read about it. What is Purple Revolution?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Suraj,
Yes, sir.
would you say that our neighborhood policy has failed? None of our important neighbors are in good terms with us.
Sir, our neighborhood policy has largely been beneficial, sir. We can, it has
Beneficial to us or beneficial to them?
both parties, sir. So, for example, of course, there are some conflicts right now that's been going on with the Maldivian government, because the Maldivian dispensation right now is pro-China, and we have our differences with Pakistan and China. But other than that, our
So is Nepalese government. Nepalese government most of the time in the last 10, 15 years has been pro-China. Bangladesh, you have the major political party in opposition who is against our interest and pro-China. Sri Lanka is also pro-China. So what are we doing?
Sir, actually, sir, even though we have faced certain setbacks, we have had breakthroughs, as in, like, for example, Bangladesh is now our 4th largest trading partner. Sri Lanka depends a lot on India for its aids and medical needs. So Sri Lanka is very friendly with India as of now. And also, sir, there is a issue of refugees in Myanmar, but if we reorient our policy of being a big brother and a net security provider in the area, then I think the small problems that we are facing right now can be tackled.
So you are suggesting that India should be a big brother, yeah?
Yes, sir.
But this is exactly one of the problems that we have. Nepal says that India is behaving like a bully, like a big brother. Bangladesh says the same thing. The similar wordings are seen from Maldives as well as from Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
And you are telling me to act as a big brother?
Sir, because that's the very nature of geopolitics, sir. A larger state will obviously have subsuming interest throughout its neighborhood, and to maintain that overall national interest, we have to make sure we have roped in our neighbors along with the policy, sir.
All right, let's move to another subject. What is a unicorn?
So, Unicorn is a company that makes a profit of more than $1 billion, and its net value is more than $1 billion.
So is unicorn a subset of startups or the other way around?
So, startups are a subset of unicorns. I mean, unicorns are a subset of startups. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And have you heard about Uniform Civil Code?
Yes, sir.
Which state is the first one to implement it?
Recently, sir, Uttarakhand.
You know about the provisions of that UCC?
In Uttarakhand, sir.
Yeah, some of the major ones. Let's say 3, 4.
No, sir. My reading was in that was limited.
So something very important, because you are from anthropology. There is one group which has been taken out of the provisions of the UCC. You know what group is that?
In Uttarakhand, sir.
Yeah, in this Uniform Civil Code.
No, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
It is the tribal group. Okay, tell me, what do you understand by Quad policy on Indo-Pacific, and which countries are not happy with the Quad formation apart from China? China is an obvious answer. What are the other countries which are not happy?
Sir, the Quad consists, it's a quadrilateral dialogue between Australia, US, India, Japan, sir. And their policy towards Indo-Pacific is based on peace, security, and freedom, sir. Overall freedom. But, sir, I think as far as the countries that are not happy with the Quad, other than China, it's Russia, sir. Because it sees its India's growing ties with the US as a threat for its overall balance in the Asian region.
So are we losing a very trusted friend in Russia, doing all these things with, US and other countries?
Yes, sir. Sir, India is slowly moving from non-alignment to strategic alignment, sir. And in this regard, it has done a very fantastic job in managing out its interest and putting nation first, which can also be seen in its handling of the Russia-Ukraine war, where it maintained correct balance and continued its relationships with Russia, at the same time strengthening.
But as far as Ukraine war is concerned, India is actually ridiculed at international fora for not supporting the right cause and going along with Russians.
Yes, sir. That is the ridicule that India faces largely comes from the Western media, sir. That is because they see the Western problems as
India's problem.
India's problem, and India's problem as India's problem alone.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Suraj, I'll go back to the question which sir asked. What is unicorn?
yes, sir.
What is unicorn?
So, unicorn companies are the companies that are valued at more than $1 billion, sir.
You now use the correct term, valued. Over here you use the term profit. So be careful whatever you are speaking.
Sorry, sir.
Because how many companies are there who are in profit with $1 billion? How many? Can
In
you name?
India?
Yes.
No, sir. Not everything.
Okay.
Which is the latest one? Which is the latest and the most obvious unicorn which has lost its, gleam?
Paytm, sir.
No, it's still a unicorn.
Paijus, okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. You are from Karnataka.
Yes, sir.
What do you think on this Hindi imposition?
Hindi imposition in
What's
Karnataka.
your opinion on Hindi imposition? This language thing is very much in discussion.
Yes, sir. Sir, although the new education policy promotes a three language model, sir, so that the basic studies are done in vernacular, so that a person has basic understanding in his vernacular language. I do believe that a basic understanding or a basic level of proficiency in Hindi is required, so that there is a sense of integration in the country, so that one language speak of all. Although English can fulfill that requirements, but we see a major sections of society that are speaking Hindi, especially in the northern Indian states. And for India to function as a whole and to become the powerhouse that it plans to be, we need to have seamless transactions and communications. And I believe Hindi would enable that, sir. So even though even though not as an imposition, but as a but as a necessity, Hindi, a basic proficiency in Hindi would be required, sir. Going ahead.
Okay, I'll come to your optional anthropology. Why have you taken being from bachelor in electronics?
No,
No, bachelor in engineering and computer science.
Yes, sir.
So why have you taken anthropology as optional?
Some computer science optional was not part of the UPSC optional, sir. After which I consulted my one of my seniors who was already in the service, and his optional was anthropology, and he introduced me to syllabus, gave me some basic reading material, and I was immediately drawn into it, sir. I didn't even know the concepts of marriage, family, kinship, and that was like an eye opener for me, coming out like of a well, and I thought I had to study anthropology.
Okay,
Because
tell
of which I also did I'm currently doing my Master of Science in Anthropology. I've completed my first year. I have to do my second year right now, sir.
Okay. Tell me about this IoT, Internet of Things, where Government of India is using it.
Government of India, sir. Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recollect it.
What are the challenges and problems with IoT? Any major two?
So one is the latency, sir,
Okay.
and the other is it can be it can be tampered with, sir. IoT can be easily tampered with. So, for example, IoTs are set once and forget systems. So, if you tamper that, the solution that it needs to provide can be tampered and can give opposite results, sir.
Okay. Coming back to your optional, anthropology. Tell me any 2-3 differences between the ancient human and today's human, apart from the physical differences.
Physical differences. Sir, the mankind today is more integrated than ever before. There is a cultural parallels which is finding unity in the overall consensus which we can see in climate change itself. So the whole world over, across countries and religions, they are moving towards climate change and sustainable lifestyle. So that sense of worldwide integration is there in man. The man today is probably more conscious of his mistakes than he was before. Although the man back then was as sentient as the man today. And then, sir, man today knows his role in the ecosystem much better than before, sir.
Okay. What is Meghalayan age? Meghalayan age.
I'm sorry, sir.
You've never heard of Meghalayan age?
No,
It
sir,
was in
not
news
heard.
recently. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'll look into it, sir.
Why we need social anthropology? This is my last question. When we have sociology, why we need social anthropology?
Yes, sir. So sociology focuses on the pre-modern societies, basically, sir, their field works, whereas the social anthropology also gives insight into the indigenous people's life and their matters, sir. For example, why certain communities was erstwhile thought of poor for having curds. Social anthropology debunked that, saying it was not because they are poor, it's because they were lactose intolerant, and fermenting of milk enabled them to digest the calcium better. So such understandings can help us lead a more tolerant and free life, sir, enabling free opportunities and lifestyle for everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Sooraj.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
So, Suraj, we are done with formal interaction with you.
Thank you, sir.
So, what is your self-assessment?
Sir, I could have done better on a few technical questions.
Like?
For example, like ma'am asked about budget. I was not able to correctly. I've read about it, sir, but I was not able to at the moment.
When is your interview?
February 19th, sir.
February. So, they're 2 weeks away. Okay. And do you have any experience of another interview in the past? UPSC?
UPSC ka? No, sir.
No. So, how many mocks have you had?
This is the third one, sir.
This is the third one. And how many more you want to take?
Another 3, sir.
Another 3. That's huge. Anyway, it's up to you. But I believe that's one too many. That's one too many.
Okay, sir.
Let me tell you.
Okay, sir.
You look totally prepared for the interview.
Okay, sir.
Right? You came in as a very bright and suave, polished young man,
Yes, sir.
right?
Thank you, sir.
And who spoke with confidence and conviction. Wherever you didn't know, you admitted it instead of trying to pass unnecessary comments. So that was something which was very good. Few things I would like to mention to you is that wherever you don't know, avoid it. Like Kheer Ganga is certainly not in Shivaliks. That is in the
Peer Panchal.
that is in the outer Himalayas. That is in the mid Himalayas, right? Today Kheer Ganga is in Kullu and Manali. Kullu,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's my happens to be my cadre, so I know where Shivaliks run.
Okay.
So be careful of that.
Yes, sir.
And you used an expression, it's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
It's like there's nothing wrong.
Yes.
It has become the language, acceptable language, but avoid it in the interview and civil services.
It's going to happen.
Yes, I think if you do that, that would be very good.
Okay, sir.
And I noticed that there was a gradual decline in your answering to the questions after you were not able to answer few.
Yes, sir.
You became anxious and somewhat withdrew.
Somewhat.
Don't do it. You know, no candidate is expected to answer everything.
Yes, sir.
What we are looking at, we are not looking at your knowledge anymore. We are looking at how you interact.
Okay.
How do you listen to us and then frame your answers? Give yourself time to process that question and then answer, which you do, right? Which is a very good thing. So we are looking at how you perform under pressure. One question you are not able to answer, forget it. Fresh stance. Okay? So don't let it affect you. And another phrase that you used, it's quite bookish and academy kind of training is, in my limited knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Why should I hire a person who has limited knowledge? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Why should I? You know, could you speak so well. Instead, could you say, as far as I know?
Okay, sir.
Now, limited knowledge is glass half full.
Correct, sir.
And as far as I know is limited knowledge is glass half empty.
Yes, sir.
And when you say as far as I know is
Glass
glass
half
half full.
Okay, sir.
Understand the difference?
Yes, sir.
So please, for heaven's sake, whosoever has taught you that to use this phrase, please don't.
Okay, sir.
The moment you enter and use this frame, we know is tutored.
Okay, sir.
So just avoid, be as natural as possible.
Yes, sir.
When you were using your hands to make a point to him, you looked so nice.
Okay, sir.
I mean, your facial expression was so much better,
Okay, sir.
right?
I see.
If people have taught you that you have to hold your legs from running away,
They have one
no,
person.
you don't. Please don't do it.
Okay, sir.
Sit naturally like this. If there is an armrest, use it. It is for you.
Okay, sir.
If the interview board doesn't want you to sit like this, they would give you a chair without arms.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So sit comfortably,
Okay, sir.
feel relaxed, and answer. Your diction is very good.
Okay, sir.
You speak with confidence, right?
Yes, sir.
Please continue with that.
Okay,
Your
sir.
interview is round the corner.
Yes, sir.
So you are prepared for that. Budget, economy,
Yes, sir.
current affairs,
Yes, sir.
and your eye contact. Eye contact, 60% of the times you should be focused on the panel member.
Okay, sir.
But for generic questions, you can move like he was asking you a question, then he continued. He says, continuing from him.
Yes.
Then he continued about it. Then engage both of them when you're talking to them.
Okay, sir.
Because this was his question also, and he continued with the same question. You can look at both.
Okay, sir.
You corrected yourself in that. Instead of profit, the value.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And at times, when you are answering, you are looking downwards.
Yes, sir.
Don't do it.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay, sir.
Look in front. You're a smart, handsome guy, and you know what you are talking about. Right? So, you come across as a very good candidate. You will do well. You want to make it, please. No, I'm done. I'm done.
Sooraj,
Yes, sir.
when you are interacting with a board member,
Yes, sir.
give due respect to his point of view.
Yes, sir.
Don't cut him short.
Okay, sir.
You do not know what he knows. So don't suppose that what I know is final. I is the more correct. So if board member is giving a view, have patience. Listen to him. Aha. And when board member is done with his expressing his view, you want to react.
Okay, sir.
But don't get into uncalled for, unnecessary arguments.
Okay, sir.
Alright,
Okay, sir.
this will help you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But now, what he says is fine. One thing I would advise you is, like, if you are supposed to answer, if a member gives you a viewpoint and does not expect you to react to it, it's fine. Should you have a counter view, you can politely say, I would beg to
I beg to
differ with
differ.
your point of view for these reasons. Right? It is not necessary that you have to toe the line of the member.
Don't cut him.
Ha.
Don't say, no sir, this is not wrong. Per minute, it is what?
Ha.
क्योंकि तुमने सुना ही नहीं. You did not listen to him.
Yes, sir.
Like he said RPMs and you said wattage.
You
They are of the
immediately
biking.
cut me short. You
Ge-
immediately cut me short. No sir, it is not RPM, it is what?
Geared cycles.
When talking
Geared
about
cycles. Right?
Yes, sir.
this is
Yes.
A good civil servant has to be
Sorry, sir.
a patient listener.
Yes, sir.
Remember that.
Yes, sir.
Allow him to say whatever he wants to say. Let him exhaust himself. Wait for the panel member to finish. Wait, then stop. Think for a moment and then answer.
आपको पता नहीं ना कि पहले मेंबर का क्या एक्सपीरियंस है.
हाँ, sir.
So you don't know.
I don't know.
So why?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
I
Sorry,
think this will make you a better candidate.
Yes.
Prepare, just make mental note of it,
Yes, sir. Definitely.
and you will do very well. Okay. Anybody else? Anything? Okay.
Ask any question?
Yeah. Yes.
Anything else more, sir? Like then I need to work upon.
Everything is covered.
No, you're doing very well. You're doing very well. But my advice to you is read the newspapers,
Yes.
especially the headlines. Write down at least 4 or 5 salient points of the headlines.
Yes, ma'am.
And read and watch the TV news also.
Yes.
And if I were in the actual board, I'll give him a couple of extra marks for folded up pants, for folded up trousers. Anyway, all the best.
Okay.
Socks.
I will wear the blue socks, sir.
Yeah.
Blue socks. Blue socks.
And also, your body part should not be seen.
Leg should not be visible.
Yes, sir.
No
full
part of
size
the, yes.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
So इसमें your socks should be of such length that your skin should not be visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And socks should be solid color matching with your
Dress.
shoe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the best.
All
Okay.
the best.
Thank
Do
you.
well and nail it.
All the
All
best.
right.
Thank
You
you,
can leave.
Thank you, sir.